Welcome to We Hope in God channel, and welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a closer look, a really special exploration, actually, of the biblical passage. We're drawing insights from excerpts from the servants who knew, witnessing divine grace. Our mission really is to unpack the nuggets from this text, looking at grace, God's presence, and, that hidden understanding. So we're jumping into the Gospel of John, chapter 2, specifically verses 2 through 9. Just picture it. There's a wedding going on in Cana. Big celebration. Jesus is there, his disciples too, just guests enjoying themselves.
Exactly. It starts off very normal, very relatable, a wedding feast. But as the source text points out, something happens. A problem comes up that, well, it could have really spoiled everything. A big deal back then.
Right. The wine runs out.
Yeah.
And like you said, not just awkward, it was potentially a huge embarrassment for the family hosting the wedding. So Jesus' mother, Mary, she sees the problem and she goes to him. Very simply, she just says, they have no more wine.
Yeah, and Jesus' first response is, well, it's interesting, isn't it? He says, "Woman, why do you involve me? My hour has not yet come." Now, that might sound a bit harsh, maybe distant, but the source we're exploring, the servants who knew, it offers this really powerful take. It suggests that even though he says that, his action comes purely out of grace and love. It's like his compassion just overrides his own timeline. And the text hints Mary kind of understood that deep down, which leads to what she does next.
That's such a key insight.
Yeah.
She doesn't push back. She doesn't argue. Instead, she turns right to the servants nearby. And she tells them something incredibly simple, but also profound. Do whatever he tells you.
The source really highlights that trust she had, that anticipation. Precisely. And, well, then the miracle happens, but it's quiet, almost behind the scenes. Jesus tells the servants, fill these jars with water, 6 big stone jars. And the source notes these were likely jars used for ceremonial washing for purification. Adds a bit of symbolism there, right? So they fill them with water, and then it's wine. But the text is clear. It's not just any wine, but wine that is better than what came before, better than the first batch. It's not just fixing the problem. It's this upgrade. Divine quality, you could say.
Amazing. And just like that, the party keeps going. Full of joy again. Yeah. All because Jesus stepped in and sorted out what looked like, well, an impossible situation. But here's where it gets really fascinating, and where our source text, the servants who knew, really zeroes in. It's about who actually grasped what had just happened.
Right, that's the pivotal question. Who witnessed it? Who knew? Most guests. They're just enjoying this fantastic new wine. They have absolutely no idea where it came from. The source even kind of speculates. Maybe some guests were even, grumbling a bit at the servants, like, why hold back the good stuff until now? They got the benefit, but totally missed the miracle itself.
That's the core of it. That's the central point from the servants who knew. It's that line. But the servants, they knew. They saw what Jesus did. Why? Because they were the ones right there. They drew the water. They filled those jars. They saw it happen up close. Their proximity, their involvement gave them this unique insight.
And that's the real beauty highlighted in the source material. Being like those servants, being near enough to witness his work firsthand. It's presented as this incredibly blessed place to be. It speaks to that idea of living really close to Jesus, watching him work things out that seem impossible, things humans just couldn't fix or imagine. And the text voices this deep longing, this desire. That's the life I want, to be the servant who draws the water and sees his glory up close. It's about being part of those quiet miracles, not just receiving the end result without knowing how it came about.
Yeah, it really makes you think, doesn't it? How often do we maybe miss God's grace working in our own lives? Maybe because we're not quite close enough, or maybe just not paying attention to the how. So we broaden this out. How does the source connect this to like the bigger picture of life with Jesus?
Well, it connects it to this really powerful idea. If Jesus is with us, then the celebration of our lives never has to end. That's not about everything always being perfect externally, It's more about the inner reality, the constant joy and provision that just comes from his presence. It suggests we can share in that quiet miracle of his presence and provision, even when others might not see it at all. It's an invitation, really, to see his presence as the reason the celebration can continue no matter what.
Okay, so bringing this home, what does this mean for you, listening right now? Thinking about it this way, it can really spark those aha moments, can't it? Especially when things feel difficult or confusing. Understanding this passage through this lens isn't just Bible study. It's about deepening your own sense of how grace works, how God interacts, sometimes these very subtle, very hidden ways. It's about cultivating that awareness in your day-to-day.
It really is. The heart of it is finding God's grace, finding revelation in those quiet spots, the unnoticed moments, just like those servants who drew the water. It really emphasizes how valuable it is to be present, to be observant if we want to recognize these quiet miracles, as the Source calls them, those everyday touches of grace that others might just walk right past.
So maybe something to reflect on is this. What does it mean in your life right now to be like a servant who knew? And you think of times, perhaps, when you sensed God's hand, saw unexpected provision, or felt a moment of grace that maybe wasn't obvious to everyone else. How can you, maybe starting today, walk with a greater openness to those quiet miracles unfolding around you? And how might that change your experience, helping you live in that sort of unending celebration, knowing God is quietly at work? Something to ponder.
I walk the road where silence speaks, where miracles bloom in hidden weeks. The world may rush and miss the sign, but I have seen the water turn to wine. Not in the noise, not in the show, but in the quiet, grace will flow. I draw the jar with trembling hands and watch your mercy fill the land. Let me be the one who knew, standing close when no one knew. In the stillness you appear, turning water into cheer. Every quiet miracle, I will see it, I will know. Not in the noise, not in the show, but in the quiet, grace will flow. I draw the jar with trembling hands and watch your mercy fill the land. Let me be the one who knew, standing close when no one knew. In the stillness you appear, turning water into cheer. Every quiet miracle, I will see it, I will know. Every quiet miracle, I will see it, I will know. Every quiet miracle, I will see it, I will know. Let me be the one who knew, standing close when no one knew. In the stillness you appear, turning water into cheer. Every quiet miracle, I will see it, I will know. Let me be the one who knew, standing close when no one knew. In the stillness you appear, turning water into cheer. Every quiet miracle, I will see it, I will know.